Welcome to Reality After Show. No, not based on the music. This is not a Love Island after show. But speaking of shows on other streaming platforms other than Paramount Plus, real quick, have you guys watched The Perfect Neighbor on Netflix yet?
No, I have
not yet. I want to. It looks good.
It is amazing. Really quickly, it is all done. There is a woman. She is quote unquote the perfect neighbor. She is not. And the entire 1.5 hour documentary is made by using just police cam footage from their chest. The entire thing.
Wow, interesting.
It looks crazy.
Over an hour. She called the police like 100 times and then shoots someone. It is insanity.
Okay, let's talk Survivor.
Let's talk Survivor. Also, one last. Most importantly, I'm Jonny Fairplay, joined of course, by Bobby Goodsby, producer extraordinaire, and my favorite new era. I'm done hiding behind the facade. I'm not going to limit it to 47. You're just my favorite new era. It's okay.
Love you, brother.
Okay, love you too. you know who else I love? And this is an aside. Going into the episode, we have Jeff Probst going, "Hey, CBS. This is the best Jeff has looked in about 4 years."
Well, like, you mean like in terms of his appearance?
Yeah. Like the hair is the right color. The face is we went through some periods with Jeff.
So what do you think changed that now he looks better?
Just the perfect hair dye and Botox. I'm the same guy. I'm not throwing shade. I'm the Botox hair dye guy. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Relax. So no shade thrown. But I'm just saying this. He looked like this little intro thing. As I said, last few years there's been some sus moments.
Yeah.
He had a Katie Lang phase. Okay. Let's be honest.
What do you think of tonight's episode, Johnny?
I went in. So I'm a glass half full guy. Everyone thinks I'm negative Nancy over here. No way. Me and Gabe wouldn't be talking if I wasn't a glass half full guy. So no, if there's something there, I'm reaching for it. I want it. I want it to be great. I wanted a lot from this episode. As I said before we went on the air, I think I like the entire cast. I really do. I mean, I don't think there's any duds, and there's no just scumbags, whatever. So I think I like everyone, and I think the elements are there for good television. I just thought this was you couldn't send this episode in an email, but you could do it with an email and a reel, and that's the episode.
Yeah. So I actually really enjoyed this episode.
Okay.
I really enjoyed this episode. But I thought that the climax was as big of a letdown as it possibly could have been. Out of all however many people are left, like 13, 12 people that are left, Jason was the least interesting person to go home. Because
it's like going to the glory hole and it's your sister on the other side.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Like
I don't know.
Not really. No. That's not. No, it's like going to the glory hole and it's your wife on the other side.
Oh wow,
that's what it's like.
Wow,
it may not be good, but if it was your sister, that'd be quite interesting.
You wonder why my wife is there.
It's like fuck, I know who this is. God damn it, fuck.
What, your
sister?
Here to
escape this. Fuck, god damn it. And so
been there, done that.
That's kind of like what this episode felt like. Because all last week was just like, who's going to go home, Matt or Jason? And then it was Matt and not Jason. And Jason caught like 2 votes and Matt ended up going home. And so we kind of already went through this, like Jason's life is on the line here. Yeah. And we just went through that again. And I think what was particularly disappointing about how the episode ended is it seemed like most of the storytelling this episode was all about Savannah versus Sage.
Yes, and which I'm all in on.
It was exactly. It was the only thing that was happening this episode was Savannah versus Sage. It was all anybody was talking about. It was clear from what production and the editors were trying to tell us, like, this is what you should care about. And then for them to not even go to tribal is like, well, hold on. Like, I want to know what happens there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, Jason went home. Okay, in my brain, he went home last week. Like, I don't. Yeah. Okay. But like,
what happened with his own brain? He was. I was on borrowed time. I'm like, oh my god. You know what? I don't want to hear the word. What was not a backup? What was he?
Alternate.
I don't want to hear the word alternate on Survivor ever again. Literally, kind of ruined his whole story. I think.
Why do you say that? Because he became his whole personality.
Yeah, like that was it. Like it was just like, oh, I was on board time anyway, Jeff. The fact that I made it 10 days for him, just like, dude, if I made it 10 days, punch me in the face. Like it is the
What
worst.
if you only made it like 3 days?
Whoa, hey, I mean,
and here's the deal.
Some people make the most of that. Maybe there's a first boot season that I was preparing for. Who feels silly now? Not me. All right, if there's a first boot season, I'm not cast. Come on.
Well, hey.
I mean, you're technically not a true first boot. Like you've played the game.
Listen here, me and I have been friends with Zane Knight for this reason and this reason only for 8 fucking years. If you're gonna take this away from me, and I've wasted 8 years of my life giving this guy money for Marlboro or Newport Lights and bootleg Wu-Tang gear. You're insane.
So to talk about the episode, you guys, like, Gabe's a fan, Johnny's on the fence, and I'm getting to the point of like my breaking point with the season, right? Where it's been so kumbaya, so freaking just same old shit that they try to mislead us in 20 different directions, and we don't get any of that by the end of the episode. What was this whole thing about? Oh, we got to go after Jawan. We got to go after Jawan. I hate Jawan. Blah, blah, blah. Even the whole tribal council is mainly from Jawan's point of view, which is usually what they give to the person that's going home. And then it's Jason.
Well, because the other guy was an alternate, Bobby. He couldn't get airtime. His only airtime was to express he was an alternate and be happy about it.
Like, I mean, I get that, but I just. And I agree with you. And I already said that I think that the end of the episode was as disappointing as it possibly could have been.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think that completely discredits what took place over the course of this episode. Like, I mean, we can kind of get into it now, I guess. Like the Savannah versus Sage of it all is this episode. That's the story of this
That's
episode.
what everyone thought we were getting this episode too.
And I agree with you. And I think that that's a misstep on the editor's part to mislead us that hard. But like it is an interesting dynamic going on that tribe right now.
Yeah, but I don't think there's anything else going. Like I think they milked the Jason not going home of it all to the fullest potential. And they're just like, well, we got to give him something else. Let's just do the prelude to the Shannon Sage story. Which if that's I mean, like, you know, it is what it is. I'll take it. I'd rather have that than the challenge be 3 commercial breaks and we get none of that.
Sure. Well, yeah. And like when I look at the dynamics right now, on that New Kelly tribe where Shannon and Sage are, like what I see from Shannon, and I'm talking about the highly edited, produced character that we get on TV. I'm sure that she did many things out there that we didn't see that are worthy of praise. And I have met her very briefly in person, and she was a very lovely person. I look forward to meeting her again.
I know her mom.
Really?
Yeah, her mom runs the greatest bar in Boston.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah,
I know a lot of moms, Johnny.
I know, yeah.
That's why they're doing the Survivor Cafe there. Her mom worked out that deal.
Interesting. Wow, that's very interesting. And that's probably why she did the podcast with Bryson Windner as well, putting puzzle pieces together, something that the Kelly tribe was not able to do, and it's why there's none of them left. But what we saw from Shannon in this episode was, in my opinion, terrible gameplay. Like if you find yourself swap screwed and on the bottom, you should be throwing out whoever is next to you on the bottom until you're blue in the face.
Yes.
And in this case, if you are Shannon, you should be saying, Sage, please let's vote out Sage. I don't like it. Even if it's not true. Even if it's not,
she is saying that.
Well, she is, but she's also coming up with the plan. And that's the issue. Her waking up Steven and saying, like, let's do this 2-2-2 thing, and then we'll get to the merge, and there will be 2 yellow, 2 red, and 2 blue, and blah, 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 blah. Like, no, you are not in a position of power right now. You are not in a position of authority. You are not in a position to be going to power players within that majority and pitching them plans. What you need to be doing in Shannon's position is going up to those power players in the majority and saying, what do you need me to do so that I am here tomorrow if we lose? Whatever you need me to do, I will do it. Vote out Sage, I will vote out Sage. Vote out Alex, I will vote out Alex. You want to make a move against one of your own, I will do that. But to come up and say, I have the plan, and here's what we're going to do. The people in power are excited about their own plans because they have the power and position to implement them. And now it's like, Shannon's kind of telling me what to do, and she has this whole plan, but it's not really what I want to do. And like, we have the foursome here, and like we have our plan, and Shannon's trying to pitch us her own thing. Like, what if we just get rid of Shannon? And that's easy, right? Let's get rid of Shannon, and then we can do whatever the hell we want on this tribe. And to be on the bottom and try to assert yourself as somebody who has a position to make plans and has authority to say who's going to get voted out and what the makeup of your alliance is going to look like come merge, it's bad gameplay. You're on the bottom. Play like you're on the bottom, beg for mercy, and live to fight another day.
I don't see that in there. Here's what I see in Shannon. Dr. Allison, David versus Goliath.
Okay.
Yeah. That is a strong, powerful woman that is not going to sit in the passenger seat. She's going to tell you, and I'll be honest with you, that's who I want to work with. I don't want to work with a Sage. So
why?
Does Shannon feel her social capital is higher than it is in that tribe right now? Yes. And is that a blunder? Yes. However, I still respect and appreciate strong wisdom, intelligence. She's giving me the things I'm looking for in an ally. And I also want to be asked about the things that I like. And I also want to be told that those things are cool. I am that shallow. I appreciate that. Well, so she's doing that part right.
Here's another thing,
even though it's transparent. Okay, here's the difference. You can either do that as transparent, or you can be like, hey, what kind of music you like? I like hip hop. Fuck hip hop. All right, well, fuck you, hillbilly.
Well, like, Bobby, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just gonna add on to that. Was like the whole Shannon involved is she's coming about it more aggressively, right? So yeah, she, like you said, Gabe, she's the one who's trying to be in charge, making the plans, when she should be really sitting back and letting the other tribe take a hold and be like, well, what would you do, and lean in the direction of what you're actually wanting. Now
that needs to be the follow. But I'll tell you, if I'm doing the same thing Shannon's doing, everyone's just like, oh my God, Jonny Fairplay's great. He's like, he's asking me about the things I like, blah, blah. The fact that it's a powerful woman is just like, who is she to come up and compliment me on things and give me ideas?
I don't think it's that though. Like, okay, is there probably some of that? Like,
I think it's a happy medium between our two thoughts.
I mean, in reality, for sure. Yes. But in terms of like the edit that we got, like
the edit's there for a reason too.
I just think that there are people who are in power on that tribe, and like they don't want to be told what the plan is. They don't want to be pitched ideas by people and see somebody flirting around camp with everybody. Like, what they want to do is enjoy their power. They want to sit on a throne and say, you're in a weak position, and I'm going to tell you what to do. And that feels good. Exactly. And I'm going to choose whether you live or you die. Yeah. So tell me why you should live. And the way to do that is not to walk up to the king or the queen and say, well, I should live because here's how you should rule your kingdom. Like, no, that's like, you don't tell me what to do. You just sit right there. And then what you do, what you offer up to your fellow person on the bottom when you do that is that person can walk up and go, man, your highness, they're really getting out of line, huh? And the person sitting on the throne will sit back and go, you know what? You're right. They are. I want to keep you around because you see what I'm seeing. This person's stepping out of line right now. And I think that that's what's happening with Shannon and Sage. Is that Shannon is playing very hard, very early, mind you.
Yeah, I know.
If we were in the jury stage of the game, I would be all for this. Right now, this is round 2 of March Madness. Survive and advance. You do not need to win by 30. You do not need to blow the team out. You need to win by 1 and get to the Sweet 16. and she's playing like she needs to win by 30 in round 2.
Did you have to eat crow on 47? Was there a spot where you're just like, oh fuck, this is not where I need to be. Let me eat some crow and then circle back in 3 days. I'm taking this shit back over, or no? Were you just always? Because I felt like you were always in a pretty comfortable spot.
Well, yes. So I was always in a very comfortable spot until I wasn't, and then it was like, well, either I'm going home or I have the power that I think that I have right now, and obviously I didn't.
Yeah.
But I will say that when we got to the merge, and the Rome vote was a very easy vote. It was just unanimous. But when we got to the Saul vote, like I didn't really want Saul to go home at that time. But I was like, look, Genevieve's making this big move right now. And
let me give her one.
Right? And well, yeah, and if I stand in the way of it, is there a world where Genevieve turns around and goes, Gabe's kind of getting in the way of what I want to do here.
Yeah.
Like maybe we should just vote Gabe out instead. And I didn't want to be caught in that crossfire. So it's not exactly what you're talking about, but it's kind of adjacent where I was like, this isn't really where I want this to go right now. But if I kind of just be water and I just go with the path of least resistance here and help Genevieve out with this plan, maybe I can flip this on Genevieve next vote. And then bing, bang, boom, I have 4 of my own alliance members in an 8-person game and we can brute force to the end. So, but like that is something that I talk about a lot, at least on my Twitter. You can follow me at Gabe Ortis. Is this idea of like early in Survivor, the best thing you can do is be water. Don't try and force your current and create a new path. Just look at where the flow of the river's going and go with that and just survive and just be water. You guys want to vote Sage out? Okay, yeah, let's vote Sage out. Whatever you want me to do. Like, we're going to the merge and you want me to flip with you guys against my old tribe. Not that came up tonight, but like, okay, I'll do. Just be water. Like, and Shannon is trying to like make a break off river that she wants to go. And that's not how you survive in these early days. I think she's very lucky that they won that challenge. I'm curious, Bobby, what do you make of this whole thing?
Well, I wanted to say, in contrast to that, I think this was Sage's best episode, right? And I think that Sage had a phenomenal turnaround from what we've seen so far through 4 episodes, and now we're on the 5th episode, where I'm starting to see her game start to take shape. Yes, she knows she's that kind of weirdo, right? And we talked about it last week on the podcast with me and Wayne, where she brought up the jar of blackheads, and I'm like, that instantly isolates you in a crowd where people are, even if they say, oh, that's funny, that's quirky, what have you, people are automatically going to put you in that box, right? You're immediately in that box and you're that stereotype, where she honestly is kind of playing it how I feel like she would play her social aspect in real life, where she kind of sits back, absorbs everything around her, and then uses that as ammunition to go after someone like a Shannon, who she knows is a direct threat to her. She knows that's the other person that in the chopping block, when they get to tribal, it's between you and me. So I have to get all that ammo that you've already given me and use it against you. I thought it was phenomenal when she broke down the news about Rizzo's idol. I think it was great about how she let them come to her about their observations about Shannon and then said, yes, thank you. I was hoping you guys would come to that conclusion.
Correct verbiage.
Exactly, right? And the way she did it, everything about it was like, I'm like, Sage, you're really impressing me this episode. And there's another thing I want to get into, but I'll let you guys talk about Sage because I think it's really important. It's something we brought up last week, but I'll get to it after you guys talk about Sage.
Yeah. Johnny, you pinned this. Why?
Real quick, Sage reminds Sean LeCompte of Kendra 45. I see that, like, because Kendra did have an awareness to her. So,
but she also had like a weirdness to her.
Yes, it still does.
For sure. I think that's a very good comparison.
It's a fun follow. So real quick. So on Pearl Islands, I was forced to eat crow going into 2 tribals. And there's the Jonny Fairplay that is the Shannon of it all, in which I'm just like, hey, I have a great, and I'm just like, nope, these idiots need me to walk up and be like, hey, I'm stupid. What are we doing? And they're like, Oh my God! Thank God you're finally working with us. We know you're really smart, and we're kind of shocked that you're saying that you have no idea what to do. But here's our idea. What do you think? I think it's great. Well, fuck, you're smart. Then this is obviously a smart plan because you didn't fight us on it, and you're with us, and this is great. And I was like, okay, and I just literally just like I looked at the hourglass, and as soon as tribal council was over, I go back to camp. I go to sleep. I wake up next morning. They're like, "So Fairplay, we were thinking." I'm just like, "No, I'm back in control." Like I just needed to get through that vote. You listen to me now. This is how we do it. And they did. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I guess we just had control for one vote. You tell us what to do moving forward."
and
why is that happening exactly like that?
But that's also like, to your point.
That's what Shannon's not. She is not eating the crow, and I know how painful it is because you're just like, I know I'm smarter than these people, but the smart thing is to get like okay, say you want Sage gone, and you go to Steven and whoever. It's just like, hey, who are you thinking? And they say someone that's not Sage. It's like, I love it. Who else are you thinking? And they say someone else. You're like, that sounds great. Who else are you thinking? And they're like, Sage. You're like, oh my God, you know what? That's probably the best idea. Like thinking about all your amazing 3 ideas, that's probably your best one. I'm in.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And I think that what Sage did very well was it's old Sun Tzu, right? Art of War. Never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. And Sage could have, like, to Bobby's point, could have seen what was going on with Shannon and been like, oh my God, we got her. We got it. You guys see? You see what she's doing? You see how hard she's playing? But it was like every conversation that I see Shannon have is only making it easier for me to make a case to vote her out instead of me, somebody who I already don't like, A, and B, is valuable because it looks like I'm turning on one of my own to work with all of you. And in reality, it's like I've wanted her gone for a while now.
But I need you to mention it first. I like both of them. That's the hard thing about this. It's kind of like what Dominic versus Chris Noble. I like both of them.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see that war.
Yeah, right. And which is why, again, the end of this episode was so disappointing because like we didn't get to see like the actual battle take place.
Yeah. Well, that one was one like we had the build up and then it was one episode. I'm like, oh no, like, do you not understand that you have to take out their chess pieces first? Right. Why isn't Donathan an early casualty?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I love Donathan.
And like when the actual moment where Sage where Steven and Alex, I think, are talking about Savannah, and Sage isn't like, are you guys talking about Savannah? She goes, she goes, you guys are giving me real FOMO right now. And then they kind of like slink over and they're like, oh, sorry, we're just, talking about Savannah. Oh, what about Savannah?
Yeah.
He's playing really hard right now. You guys see it too? And now
I kind of thought that, but I'm not smart enough to think about that by myself. So can you guys explain how she's doing that?
Like, please validate me. Please validate the thoughts I've had about this. When in reality,
I couldn't put them together in a sentence because I'm just a dumb girl over here that maybe you'll bring under your wing and then I'll sabotage you later.
And to your point, Johnny, like I think she knows what she's doing. I think she
very much. As I said, I love both of them. I like 2 of my favorite characters, and they're going against each other, which is great. That's rare air for me on Survivor.
Yeah, right.
Like both. Pick a lane.
Yeah. And whenever this war comes to a head, which it's going to have to at some point, I think it's going to be satisfying in either direction. I personally am very hard pressed to see how Shannon is not the casualty of this. Like, I just feel like Sage has presented herself as easier to work with. I think Sage has presented herself as less of a threat as in terms of a player. And I think that Sage has presented herself as a valuable number that will last past one vote. I don't think anybody on this tribe is thinking that if they get to emerge, Shannon is going to work with them against Savannah, against Nate, against Jawan, against Rizzo, where Sage not only has thrown Shannon under the bus the whole episode, she threw Rizzo under the bus as well. So it's like, not only is this person who's living with us, I'm willing to go against with you guys. Like, when we get to the merge, Like, I don't give a fuck about Rizzo. Guess what? He's got an idol. So when we get there, just remember who told you that, okay? Like, I just Sage is doing everything right now in this episode. It was fantastic to watch.
And to that point, I think that was her. Sorry, go ahead, Johnny.
I think Shannon is the collateral damage of Sage's attack on Rizzo.
Also true. Yeah.
And I think that was her
and
best
if that's
point.
The case, I mean, beautiful. Like, I love, that's the storytelling I'm looking for on this season.
Yeah.
And to that point, I think that was her Sage's best moment in the entire episode, where she says, "Oh, this is what's happening with Rizzo. This is a beware advantage," knowing there's a good possibility someone on that tribe from their former tribe has found some sort of beware advantage or is aware of it.
This is true information, and now it's going to work with you.
And then also, did Shannon tell you guys about this? Because, or is this like new news to you? Or am I late to the party? And they're all like, no, Shannon didn't say anything to us. Then you already got Shannon dead to rights, because now she's holding that information back, and Sage is the one bringing it forward and willing to give them everything. MC said it exactly. She's like, this is something I can trust. This is someone giving me factual information that I already know because I have a beware advantage, and now I know this person's being honest with me.
But by the same token, if I'm in this little circle right here, this is when I double back to Shannon, because I'd rather work with Shannon than Sage personally. I just that's the archetype of who I want to work with is Shannon, not Sage. Sage is Sugar. Shannon is Dr. Allison. I want to work with Dr. Allison, not Sugar.
Why is Sage Sugar?
She's just crazy. You can't fix crazy.
Now, okay, sure. So Gabe,
there's a point, like I think even if Sage is her best friend, I feel like there's a point in the game and she just does, and it's just like, what? Just me being me. And it's just like, oh, I forgot you're crazy. That's, you know what? That one's on me. You are, whereas, Shannon's just like, hey, I'm just smart. And I do I do the smart play. Even if I fuck you over, it's still, I'm here for the smart play. Personally.
I don't know if it's the smart play though. That's my thing.
Okay. So compare two people.
I think she would have, if they went to tribal tonight, and I know it's hypothetical, who do you think goes home? Shannon or Sage?
Tonight, based on the edit, Shannon goes home.
Sure.
Yeah.
100% Shannon goes home.
But as I said, I'm one of the persons that doubles back. And as I said, I don't feel the people on this tribe are brilliant. So maybe that dumber game is better for them. I take that. The word is not the word I'm looking for is not. Maybe a more emotional game is better for them versus a logic-based game. I'm a logic guy.
Sure, fair.
And as we saw from 2 confessionals and everything, like people are crying left and right. So if they're playing an emotional game, I'm not going to be shocked.
You got to meet them where they are. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So like you had your people that you worked with logical people. I felt like, or do you think that was like you think the Tuku tribe was emotion based?
Oh well, the Tuku tribe as a whole was almost exclusively emotion based. Me and Caroline were the only ones who were spitting logic in that tribe.
I feel like there's some logic to Sue. Is that just a kind edit?
She had her logic.
Okay.
But it was Sue logic, and it existed only within Sue's mind.
Fair enough.
Which it isn't full emotion. It is logic, but it wasn't always what's the best move. It was like, what's Sue's move? And so that was something that you had to.
But was Sue logic malleable?
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
okay, well,
sure.
I
because
like
part of Sue's logic was follow Gabe's logic.
Okay,
so
because
it was malleable.
I don't know if Sage's logic is malleable.
That remains to be seen, and I'm very interested to see that. Yes, I'm very interested to see that.
I'm not willing to risk $1 million to find out if Sage's logic is malleable, where I know where Shannon's logic is.
That is fair. That is very fair. Yes.
There's some tunnel vision, and I mean, if you're sitting back with Shannon, she's talking to you about the Rob C's. She's talking to you about the Boston Rob. She's like, oh my God, I love this. I hated this. And I guarantee she's listing every person she hates. I hate. I guarantee it.
like, if it's in, like,
she's not sitting there
yeah.
going, Philip Shepard is the greatest player to ever play the
Yeah,
game. Whereas Sage is like, Philip Shepard is my spirit animal.
yeah.
Yeah. So to that point too, guys, I have to say the worst move of the season, or not, well, maybe the episode, maybe not the season yet, but I think it's going in that direction. And Wayne and I talked about it in depth last week, is old Hina not throwing this competition. Like, are you kidding me? You're to a point where clearly your numbers on the other side are dwindling. You just saw they got rid of Matt. So clearly, if you keep letting them win, or if you keep winning and letting them go to tribal council, Jason's the obvious next target. He's the only one there left of Hina. They're obviously not going after Blue for a reason, just like you're not going after Blue. So now, as new Kele, how are you not throwing this competition when you have the numbers to be able to do so? It makes no sense to me. I still don't understand why tribes don't do this when they see there's a numbers imbalance and one direction is clearly obvious that when the merge comes, they're going to have the numbers against you. If Shannon goes back, who you're already having distrust in, you already have a unanimous target in Shannon, someone that you feel like is being disingenuous with you. So if you have that doubt in your head that they're not fully with you, when they go back and meet those other contestants from the red tribe that you might think she might have been working with, they have the numbers with that person you're already going to be targeting. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, guys. Can you guys make light of that?
I think that conversation is being had, and I think they did the math. And I think they're not showing this on the edit because they don't want to talk about tribes throwing challenges, because I think they literally hate it more than life itself.
Yeah.
Well, then stop giving us 3 tribes.
Well, there's that of it all. But I think the conversation is, do we get rid of Jason and force their hand to throw a challenge? Or like, I think that's the, and that's why the edit of this episode was, yeah, we're gonna get rid of Juwan. Juwan's annoying, whatever. And the other conversation is, if we don't, they're gonna throw challenges. And Jeff's like, do not show them talk about throwing challenges.
Yeah. And like, to be fair to Savannah, like, she clearly did not want to get rid of Jason tonight.
No.
Like, she sent him out to go implement her plan for her, which was
pretty amazing.
Which was a great, awesome moment.
I didn't know that.
I agree. I'm making a separate point. I think you're absolutely correct. I think you're absolutely correct.
He was the Manchurian candidate. It was amazing.
Yeah, no, it was great. So yes, Bobby, I think you're absolutely correct that if you're the new Kele, but really like the OG Hina tribe with some stragglers, like, you should be thinking, hey, if they're taking out ours, we should take out theirs. If we throw this challenge, boom, we can get Sage or we can get Savannah out. And, once again, the numbers are even. But then, like, I don't know. It's curious, like, where does that logic stop, though? Because let's say, like, do you throw both, like, the next 2 challenges to get rid of 2 red?
Well, it sounds like new tribes next week.
Correct, but they also don't know that. So, like, I kind of want to explore this for a second. So, Bobby, if you were like their coach, would you say throw the next 2 challenges to get rid of Sage and Savannah?
I would say if you see one of your people going home and is not part of that other tribe anymore, you immediately throw that next challenge, because you throw that challenge, then you have the numbers to go whichever way you want to go, right? You have to take out the other side. We've seen it time and time again that the tribe format
they're a tight group.
Any season this happens, but then
you throw the first challenge after Matt's gone.
Yes, exactly. And then if you're red tribe, you obviously, they're giving us, Jawan, but you don't do that because now you have 2 over them. Now you have the 2 numbers, then you can take that shot at Jawan. But once you want to keep those numbers strong, and hell, we don't know, they could have 1 more tribal, they could have no more tribals with these groups. We don't know. You have to take advantage when you know those tribe numbers are there in front of you.
Do you throw the challenge after
1,000%.
that? So
because next week, who knows? Because now it's your 2 people back. Now you're 2 people back. You're already in the hole.
You've already fucked it up.
So I'm saying, do you throw 2 challenges to get rid of Shannon and Sage? Do you throw both?
Yeah, 1,000%.
No,
but
as soon as you find out Matt's gone, you're throwing like your plan is to throw the challenge.
I think you throw the next one after Matt. Yeah, and then even then, who's saying that there's going to be two more the tribe swap?
No, so as soon as you find out Matt's gone, you throw the next challenge. You're getting a tribe swap because Jeff's like, you're not throwing 2 challenges. I'm not going to allow it.
Well, then they need to stop.
You get the one in while you can right now.
We talked about it on my live stream. People have meted this game already, guys. Like the 3 tribe format does not work anymore. And this season is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, no, that I totally agree with.
But this will probably be a pretty good post-merge season because, as I mentioned earlier, I don't hate anyone.
Yeah, in terms of the personalities, like I love Savannah. I think she's by far playing the best game right now.
Yeah. I like Sophie.
I love Sophie.
Yeah,
but I think Savannah is the most insulated player right now. She's clearly the head of her alliance. Nate is the one who keeps getting called the head of the alliance. So if anybody wants to kneecap them, they're going to go after Nate, and they're not going to go after Sophie. Matt already tried to do that and made that clear. So her whole Manchurian Candidate move on Jason, I was praying it worked because I thought that would have been so cool if she was like, I have established a cross-tribal relationship with Sophie. That is my gateway into blue if Alex makes it to the merge. Now I need to figure out how to get my my fingers into the camp for yellow. And Jason is my way to do that. If I can save Jason, then he will, if we make it to the merge, we'll go to everybody on yellow and be like, Savannah saved me. She's great. Do not vote her out. I will vouch for her. She saved me. But really what she's doing is he's her drone. She's implanting her ideas into him and making him think that he came up with them. It's fantastic.
I don't think this guy plays the same if he's not an alternate. I think he literally played the alternate game. Like I think he was a shell of himself, and he was just I'm just lucky to be here.
Yeah.
And then the hot girl talks to you and gives you a brilliant plan, and it's just like, and this is your plan. The exact opposite of what Savannah did.
Yeah.
This question right here from him is: did you guys ever throw 47?
You were the conversation thread or whatever.
So on 47, there was never any direct conversation. But when we did the second immunity challenge, and it was the night that TK went home, we really wanted TK to go home, like really, really bad. And Sue really wanted TK to go home. So we were like trying in the challenge, but then once we got to, if you remember that second challenge, it was, I think they did it on this season actually, where it's the snake, it's a flat snake, and all 3. Yeah, they did do it this season. And you got to pull
they also did it on the influencers did that challenge too.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, there you go. So,
did you watch that or no?
No, I did not. I heard it was all right though.
Tommy Smokes was like,
Smokes, yeah.
They really use the term influencer loosely these days.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
they do. Anybody who is on social media is an influencer.
And there was only one episode.
But we did that challenge. It was the end of our challenge, and my thought process was, if we win this, great, we win, and we don't, I know I'm not going home. But if we lose, TK goes home. Everybody is a little bit happier. I am put in a much stronger position. I'm now the alpha dog on this tribe. So when we were doing the challenge, it was like we made it pretty far on our first attempt and we fell, and the other 2 tribes didn't fall. And my thought then was, I'm just going to rush it. And either we're going to miracle this or I'm going to keep fucking up. And if I keep fucking up, we lose, and then TK goes home. And after we lost that challenge, I'm shocked this didn't make the edit. I walked right to Sue and I gave her a hug and I whispered in her ear. I said, "This is what we wanted." And then we got to vote out.
Once again, they hate throwing. So Australian Survivor did that really bad this last season, and the producer lost his fight. Brains v Braun 2. The producer just walked out. He goes, "You will not throw another fucking challenge on my fucking television." I mean,
and that made the edit.
No, but like literally, and you saw it's just like wow, they sure are playing different. Because like if King George does it, it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
But like, on a season, like you guys aren't King George, so you don't get to do that. Like
exactly.
The production is just like, do you know how much fucking money we spend on these challenges? You're gonna fucking do them. And you're
it's
gonna
one
try.
thing if one person is throwing it, it's another if a whole tribe is throwing it.
Sure, yeah.
So,
I wouldn't call what I did throwing the challenge, but I was very okay with losing it. Is how I would describe it.
Were you and TK like was there a world in which you could share the spotlight, or did you kind of just see in the back of your head, if he goes, I'm the man?
Well, I knew if he goes, I have nobody standing in my way anymore.
Yeah.
But also B, Sue really, really, really wanted him gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, in that point of the game, I was like, I really need to lock Sue in. Whatever Sue wants, Sue gets. Like that was my mentality for the whole pre-merge was I know that I want to work with Caroline. Sue wants to work with Caroline. Whoever she wants out of Tiana, Kyle, and TK, they're gone. Like there's no more discussion beyond that. But also like it was twofold. That was like the strategic part of it. But there was also a quality of life thing. TK, and like that's like I wouldn't say like a good friend of mine now, but I'm always very excited to see TK. We get along great now. Like, we were at
I have friends that are the worst living together, and then it's just like, oh my God, it's so great not living with you. You're
when
awesome.
We were out there, like it was very hard living with TK. He was quite antisocial in a very social way. It was like he was just talking a lot all the time, and like I don't want to put him on blast like that, but like he was just like he would never stop talking, and he was always kind of like picking at people, but kind of played it off in like this jokey way. But it's like
passive aggressive.
Yes, passive aggressive, but also like he would be like, "Man, Bobby, you're really bad at making fire." I'm just kidding, man. And it was like, okay, in real life, maybe that's okay. But like in this environment, I'm not trying to have you like snap on me. It's like, this is not a roast sesh at the high school cafeteria, which I love, but it's like, I am starving. I don't know you. And I'm freaking the fuck out every single second of every single day. Like, please do not make these little sarcastic jokes. And he would do it all the time. And then once we lost that challenge and he had his whole breakdown on the mat about how we're all losers, it was like, oh, this is going to be easy. Like, I started home, it's going to be easy.
I started rewatching 47 recently to see it like from your perspective and see like watching it because I'm friends with you now. And it is interesting. I did see a lot of that when I was rewatching it with TK, especially. I was like, oh, this is all starting to make more sense than it did my first watch where I just watched one time each episode at a time. Yeah. And then also, guys, so another question I wanted to have for you is, how do we fix this format then? Because obviously the 3 tribes is a problem, but something I thought of, and maybe it's not necessarily the right way, but we got to spitball it because what we're having now has been meted out to infinity. What if they just went, instead of a tribe swap where we get 3 tribes or 2 tribes, just merge even earlier, right? Merge even earlier. And then eventually you get to the jury point, but you have a longer merge with more people all living on one tribe.
So merge at like 14.
At like 14, and instead of 2 tribes, 3 tribes, what have you, just have one big tribe and let it dwindle down, and eventually you get to a jury part.
I would have allowed it on this season, but I don't want that to be this. I just want 2 tribes, and then like let's just do it right. Do it at the right time. But I would have allowed an early merge this season.
Yeah, I thought that could have been cool. And I
would have allowed 2 tribes living as one. I don't love it, but I would have allowed that.
And that like a One World type deal.
When Bossy Rob got fucked on Marquesas.
Same deal.
Yeah.
I just think that I don't even think the issue is inherently with 3 tribes. I think, and Bobby, you kind of alluded to this earlier, I think it's just like it's been meta to hell now. Like, everybody knows the optimal strategy to play in a 3-tribe 6-person format. It's just like it's out there now. The playbook is out there. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and even if you're not smart or you're not like a game bot, like they literally they're like, hey, watch these 2 seasons. Just watching those 2 seasons through osmosis, you're like, I need to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, like, because it's not like, I don't think we have a season of game bots, but I think through osmosis we do.
No, I agree. Like what's going on?
Hey, Bobby.
Oh,
Like,
shoot, what happened?
You tell us,
What
brother.
happened?
Welcome to the Bobby Show.
Right?
There we
Yeah.
go.
Glad we're invited. I'm
Like,
Jonny
there we go.
Fairplay. That's
There we go. Not sure what happened there.
But I agree, Bobby, that I agree, Johnny, that like you've reached this point now where it's like even if you don't know what to do, you know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, and
like I'm not really good at social stuff or like talking to people or making friends, but if I just do this, then I'm at the merge and I'm just like, oh my God, you're the last person I want at the merge.
And even if you don't know what to do, somebody on your tribe will, and they're going to grab you and be like, okay, let's go. Or you're going to be one of the first people voted out. Like, so it's always either you're voted out early or you're dragged in to, what.
And you're adding nothing to the season.
Exactly. Which is establishing a core 4 and riding with that core 4 until you get to a tribe swap or until you get to the merge. Like that's just what it is.
To be clear, I don't want a one world scenario. I think one world was terrible. It was a snooze fest. It was not fun.
It was.
But if you do 2 tribes and then go down to 1 earlier at like 14, I think that would allow for a lot of dynamics to happen.
Well, that's why I worked on Marquesas. But I think it could have helped this season. As I said, I thought tonight was okay. I didn't think it was bad. As I said, I like the people. I just wanted my expectations were like the end of the episode. I'm just like, oh, Jason, who literally ends the episode going by, hey, I'm lucky I was here, and sorry I wasted everybody's time, and I'm just like, well, I thank you for apologizing for the episode, I guess. like I don't at the end of the episode when the guy apologizes to you for watching the episode, that's not a good episode.
Yeah. And
and Jason seems like a really nice guy.
Oh, I've met him. He's great.
I just wish he had been cast. I really think that alternate ship played a huge part. Because
I agree.
Survivor as we know it is already a mind fuck.
Sure, yeah, and then you add in that layer too. Yeah.
So just imagine the mind fuck of being told you're not good enough is like, oh, hey, you're good enough to be last minute. Hey, you're not only good enough to be last minute, we're going to remind you of it, and you're going to remind the viewer, and it's just like, oh my God, stop.
Well, yeah, and that's something I was going to say too. Is that like I think he kind of brought that on himself because I'm sure a whole lot of people forget that MC was the other alternate. That's not part of her story even a little bit
at all.
Like. Yeah. Even I don't think she's even been mentioned as an alternate. I don't even think she said that she was an alternate.
No, but I didn't like her crying. I didn't like her crying about her. Okay, so MG, right?
MC.
Okay, that's what I had. MC in my. I thought you just said MG. I just want to clarify. Okay, so MC's got muscles on. MC can whoop ass.
Yeah.
So why is MC? Whoever MC, I'm talking to you, girl. Win Survivor, buy a DeLorean with a flux capacitor, go back. All those bullies that were making fun of you, whoop their ass, girl.
Yeah.
Just whoop their ass.
Yeah, no,
I guarantee she could have whooped anyone's ass she wanted to.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
and like part of Survivor, I think, for a lot of people is that it's just crying. Like it's easy to cry. It's very easy to cry in Survivor.
When's the last time I cried, Bobby?
Yesterday morning.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Yeah, usually after Johnny finishes pleasuring himself, he cries right afterwards. Or after he has sex with his fiance.
He had some blue chew and he started crying.
Yeah, we're a secret keeper. I know, Bobby. Good. When's the last time I cried before that, Bobby?
2 days before that.
Oh, you are the answer.
Did you cry on Survivor? The day grandma thing you cried.
I tried. I couldn't get tears.
It looked like it. It looked good.
Well, that's what Thunder D said. You're worse than Thunder D. What, are you mad that I go to church too?
The Savannah and Joanna of it all is very interesting.
Yes.
Because I have enjoyed the idea of like Savannah wanting to show that she isn't just red strong no matter what, and like I'll throw this guy under the bus and I'll work with people that aren't red and try to form tight bonds with them. I do like that idea, and I put it out on Twitter that I was like, this is a good move that she's making, and people are kind of giving me stick for it, and I'm rethinking it a little bit just because of kind of what Bobby said with it, where it's like they have such a number advantage now. Like, why not just brute force your way to the end, right? Like they
and
can.
then when you have to cut bait, boom, there's Jawan.
And then you have somebody.
Yeah.
But I like when I look at Sage versus Savannah, that's very strategy. That's a game-based rivalry, right?
I love it.
Like Sage in kind of a little bit of an obnoxious way, but in an entertaining way, is like, yeah, like every time
I love all the looks she gives when she
which I think is fun.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
hold on. We also have to acknowledge that she bit my flow. I did that first, and I'm sharing.
You did.
Screen. I did that first.
You got a screenshot? Oh, here we go.
All right, this was Sage tonight, right? Great, funny, great. This was Gabe this time last year.
Right.
Bit my whole flow.
That's why I liked you, right?
Flow.
I get there, I'm like, we got to heal. This is what I want. I want to heal.
Like, come on. Took it right out of my playbook. Had the
okay, so let's analyze this real quick. You're doing The Rock. Now go over to Sage. we got a Billy Idol.
Okay, yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah,
God,
I like The Rock.
Tweet during the episode,
but dude, go back. You were all I can say right now is you're welcome.
Seven retweets. There you go.
You're The Rock in what you call it in Moana.
In Moana, there you go. Yeah. Do you watch that with your kids?
Well, not only that, when The Rock beat the shit out of Cody Rhodes and used the Mama Rhodes belt, he presented the bloody belt to Mama Rhodes. He goes, "All I can say right now is you're welcome." And I'm like, "Holy shit! That was the greatest heel move ever!" Like using Moana, like I can imagine, like if I allowed my 8-year-old to watch, I let her watch the women's matches and stuff. They're sick. Sure. But like I could imagine, like my 8-year-old watching The Rock bloody this guy and presenting the belt to his mama and singing like she'd be like, "No, you're the worst."
and I think that like Jawan is bringing a lot of it on himself, it seems, at least according to the edit.
Yes.
He seems like he's probably a little bit much to live with.
I've had some time to think about Jawan. Timu Davey Rickenbacker.
Yeah, I can see it actually. Yeah.
Big time Timu. Yeah. Like Davey's just like, like Davey's no selling it, but it's Timu Davey.
Okay, you guys would know the answer to this. How does he not recognize that the water bottle isn't his? Do you have any kind of like way of knowing that yours?
For us, it was just like your initial. Me and Sue would get our canteens mixed up all the time.
So it's common.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we had Did you have canteens or water bottles?
We had canteens.
Yeah, I had a can, like I had like an old school like Boy Scout.
Yeah, that's what we had, which I don't know why that isn't every season, but whatever.
Yeah, I know. And so like now they have what Stanley fucking thermoses.
Yeah, they have they give them like Yetis. It's ridiculous.
But does it not feel intentional that's the same person that he's doing it to every time? Like the bag, the water bottle.
What I'll say is different about what he did and what I think like normally happens is usually like you'll pick somebody's up thinking it's yours, and like you'll look at him and be like, "Oh wait, this isn't mine," and you put it back down.
Yeah.
What he did was he was using it. Like that's another level, That's it's around my shoulder. I'm walking around.
I'm a big double checker kind of guy. Like that. Yeah. I was ready to send Rupert home day 2 on Pearl Islands. So when we went to the village, we bought 4. It was 8 people, 2 8-people tribes. And so we bought 4 toothbrushes, and you picked a person to share a toothbrush with, which is a lot to ask. But I'm just like, you know what? I can make the sacrifice. I can make a sacrifice. I can share with one person. So I see Trish over there. I'm like, Trish looks like she's got a lot of money. So she goes to the dentist every 6 months, like you're supposed to, just like I do. I'm sharing with Trish, and so people like. I think Sandra picked Krista, everybody paired off. They picked up, it was what it was. You rinse it off, whatever. So it was like day 2. I see Rupert with a toothbrush that is not mine, but I know is not his because there were 4 different colors. And I was like, Rupert, that's not your tooth. He goes, "Oh, I just grabbed one randomly. I don't care." I'm like, well, there with the toothbrushes.
I couldn't do it. You guys, I mean, I get it that most seasons they don't have toothbrushes, but I would rather not brush my teeth than share a toothbrush with anyone. I won't even share a toothbrush with my wife, who she's used my toothbrush before, and I freaked out on her. I was like, "That's disgusting! Don't ever do that." I'll share.
I'll share deodorant, not a toothbrush.
I'll share deodorant. I'll share underwear. I'll share all this stuff. Not my toothbrush. Like that is grimy.
Wow. No, and I agree with you, Bobby. I mean, like we did, and like the thing that a lot of people don't get is they're always like, well, like you must be, doing something because your teeth don't get yellow out there. But like what people don't realize is that like your teeth don't get yellow just because you don't brush them.
No,
your teeth get gross because you don't brush them and you're putting shit on them.
Yeah,
you're putting soda and sugar and bullshit on it. But if you're not eating anything, it doesn't change a whole lot because like it's like, okay, my teeth are like pretty white now, and if I don't eat anything for 2 weeks, I'm not putting anything new on my teeth. They kind of
did you guys
also do the charcoal thing every now and then.
Yeah, the charcoal.
No, I didn't do anything.
What about the sticks? Like I see people with sticks doing that.
It's like bullshit. It's like it was like, well, who cares? Like it doesn't do anything because you're not putting anything on your teeth. Like,
I did both, but it's never a difference maker. And they do a little filter in the post edit.
Also true. Yes. Well, there was one day where there was a producer who I was deeply in love with and still am, and
what's his name?
Johnny will be here all week, everybody, with the best joke ever written. Have you ever heard of that?
I do like that joke.
Jason. And shout out to Jason, everybody.
She pulled me one time to go do a confessional, and she was like, "Your teeth still look so white," and I was like, "Thank you. Come smell my breath and tell me how that is." And she would like died laughing, and it was a very high moment for me because I got her to laugh.
I would have gone for that. I'd like to whiten up yours.
How bad do people stink?
I work a little blue.
How bad do people stink out there?
But that was only to Jason, not to whoever the chick you were talking.
People smell disgusting. Like really
is it like a grimy smell or is it like an ass smell? Like I feel like you just go in the water, right, and at least get the ass smell off of you.
No. It's like day 3 at a festival.
Yeah, it's grimy. Okay. It's grimy.
It's grimy. Like,
but it's also everyone's grimy.
You're encouraging your friends to go in the water. Like
you distinctly smell it on like certain people.
I do not want to call out the winner of Brains Febron 2.
You don't have to say names too, by the way, guys. Like
I'm not going to call it the winner. I'm not going to call it the winner of Brains Febron 2. But he was encouraged to go into the water more than he wanted to go.
I mean, I would just say, I would say no, because it's like you don't know who it's coming from, because it's coming from like everybody and nobody. You know?
Because you're all Does
the water help?
It's fluid. I use water and sand.
Yeah, I think it helps just because it gets like the sweat off of you.
Yeah,
but then like in an hour, there's a whole new coat of sweat.
There's new funk.
Sorry, this is like I'm kind of going down like a couple things I've always thought about. Yeah. Like when you get out of the water, like you're in Fiji, right? It's probably a little humid there. Like, are you just instantly gross again as soon as you get out?
I wouldn't say instantly, like, but like if you like go do a challenge and you get back, like you're the nastiest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As soon as you start doing something, you're funky again.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not fun. It's not unbearable. It's not like, you walk up, it's like you have to do this when you conversate. Like it's just like it's a gradual funk. Some quicker than others, but you all eventually get there, and you encourage. Let's chat in the ocean.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then I got two more questions just from picking your brain.
7.5.
That besides that one. Right. So first off, what are your thoughts on like did you have to deal with anyone snoring out there? I'm sure Rupert snored. Like, did you have to deal with snoring, and was that ever like a difference maker in someone you wanted to take out?
Yes.
No, but the only reason I say that is because I always fell asleep like very fast. So for the first 4 nights, I slept by myself on the beach. And then after that, I would pass out. Like as soon as the sun went down, I was like, I'm going to lay down and fall asleep. So I was always one of the first people to fall asleep. So if anybody was snoring and it was a problem, it was probably me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Were you guys beach sleepers?
Well, hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
I was first to go to sleep every night, last to wake up every morning. But people would complain about Rupert snoring, and I'd be like, "Well, we got to get rid of him," and I never heard it.
Were you guys beach sleepers or bamboo sleepers?
I'm bamboo.
I was a beach sleeper until one night I woke up and the tide was like at my feet, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like if I didn't wake up for like another hour, I would have been in the water. And that happened at the beginning of last episode, if you remember, when Alex and Sophie were still together on their original tribe.
Yeah.
They were woken up by getting crashed at by waves.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very fortunate that didn't happen to me, but it came close. But I would always sleep on the dirt next to the fire. I never slept in the shelter because I was always like, I want to spread out. That's one thing that is comfortable to do, is to just like sleep like this, you know,
and by the fire and all that.
And you're right next to the fire, where I was like, why would I want Andy Ruetta's feet in my face when I'm trying to sleep, and Saul's ass cheeks like in my face?
Yeah.
Like, no,
you guys go like front to back or whatever.
I don't know. I never slept in the bamboo, so I don't know.
See, we always slept, head up, feet down. So I emitted a lot of heat, so like people cuddled me.
Okay, nice. That's what.
So Rupert cuddled you. Nice.
Yeah.
So okay, last question. We'll get back to the episode because it's just curious, and this is more so for Gabe. Gabe, so two things. One, did you see those snakes that bit Jake often on the island? Like, was that something that was around all the time, or is it like, do you not remember seeing any of them? And then three, why are some beaches worse there than the other beaches?
So never saw those snakes because they're only in the water. They never come on land.
I would never go in the water.
And you never went in the water?
And I barely went in the water.
Can you swim?
I can. I'm a very good swimmer. Yeah.
Okay.
But like that's the thing with like New Era, is that it moves so fast.
Yeah, you're like, we don't have time to swim.
Yeah, like actually, like there's no time to be like, I'm just gonna go take a dip. Or even if even if you're like, hey, like let's go chit chat in the water, like nobody wants to do that.
Yeah,
no one wants to be away from camp.
That was always the third day on Old School Survivor.
Your off day.
Your off day, you go in the water, you chat, and that's the good footage.
Yeah, right. And we don't have that, you know. Yeah. So it was like everything's always moving so fast. You want to be next to the fire at camp, so you can keep track of what everybody's doing.
Interesting.
So like if like me and Sierra go into the water, I don't know what the hell anybody else is doing back at camp, and like God forbid I get left out and I don't see something happen. So like there was never any time to like hang out in the water.
I kind of hate that
after like the first week. I agree.
Yeah. Those days in the water were like literally days off. I felt were the best days of the game. Like.
Really?
I heard the argument.
I hear a lot of people say the opposite.
No. Well, I mean that's great for them. Like we always like it was just like, oh, it's an off day, it sucks. And when the pitch was made, it's just like, dude, we're just killing the off day. We're not really changing the show at all, and you can squeeze that in. But to hear that you can't squeeze in those that was the fun and that was the evil of it all. Like those are the best times we all had hanging out, and those were the best times of scheming to fuck someone over.
Yeah.
So,
now
it's all done by the water well.
Oh, well, literally, it's either you're at the water well or you're walking back from the water well.
Yeah,
like, that's where it all happens now. You know. And what was your second question, Bobby?
Just why is there such a contrast between the beaches? Like, why are some beaches so much worse than the others?
Yeah, so they have like 4 beaches in rotation that they use.
Mm-hmm.
And there is my beach, which is the Hina beach.
Mm-hmm.
There is the Kele beach, which is like the other big beach they like to use. Like if they merge, they always either go to the one I was at or they go to the one that Kelly's at.
The Big Rock,
No, the Big Rock is ours.
Yeah, it's where you were at. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes, like where Matt fell.
Yes. And then they have 2 small beaches. So there was the Gata Beach, which I never went to, but I know that that's always kind of in rotation. I don't know who was there this season, if anybody was. And then there's the Lavo Beach. The Lavo Beach, the Teeny, Saul, Rome, Keyshawn, Asia, Genevieve one. That one is a backup beach, and they only use it if they can't use their main 3. And that one sucks. That one. So we had to go there for the day when we voted out Tiana when we split. Oh, that beach is terrible. It is literally a little tiny sliver of land, and then there's a little tiny sliver of beach, and you can like see like steel piers like in the very near distance.
Like you can't go past that.
Like you can't go past it, and it completely like ruins your immersion. You know, you're like, oh, there's like a town right there. You know.
Is that where they do like is Love Island right there?
Maybe, I don't know.
Supposedly, they're one of the beaches. You could hear them screaming from the villa.
Wow. And then on the back end of the beach, there's like no jungle. It's like just like tall grass, and that's it. It's like a savanna. Like weird, no pun intended. But like so, like there's nowhere to go. It's just like these little walkways that take you to Tree Mail and take you to the water well through the tall grass. Your little tiny sliver of jungle, and then your little tiny sliver of beach. It was terrible. But that's
why Rome following around Saul, it was easy to do because there's nowhere really for him to go.
And it's also why it was crazy. Because it was like, dude, like I have 3 walkways I can walk down, and you're not letting me go to any of them. Like, so please leave me alone. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's just they have the 2 big ones, and those are like their set beaches. Those are like that's the TV set, you know. And then they have these other 2 small ones that they use to supplement for these 3 tribes that stick around for 10 days or however long. But yeah, it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting.
Sorry for derailing the whole 49 talk, but I think those are just like questions that I think a lot of fans actually are curious about.
Good stuff. I have a couple questions, but real quick, we had MC versus Nate in the stupid journey bullshit, and it starts out a little slow. They're literally not talking, and I'm just like, oh my god, the entire reason for this is for you motherfuckers to talk. Please talk. They eventually talk. And we have Nate playing Fun Facts of Nate, to which he reveals his strategy of, I'm going to make myself more of a person, to which MC replies, this dude's trying to just fucking get me to talk and shit. And then a clue is revealed, and we go to a commercial.
Watertown Whiskey, guess what? Philadelphia Eagles back-to-back. Here we go, Super Bowl champions. You see, Daniels, it is the Commanders' year. Woo! Super Bowl bound to Watertown Whiskey. It's back-to-back. The Chiefs are going back, and they're winning this time. Watertown Whiskey. Y'all boys heading on down to 8 Mile. Lions got this. Watertown Whiskey. It's the AFC's year, but it's the Chargers. There's only one thing I gotta say. Watertown Whiskey. Jets, Jets. Shut on. Hartford Whalers, we're going to the Super Bowl. They're close to Watertown, right? There's one thing we can all agree on. Watertown Whiskey. Escape the ordinary. WatertownWhiskey.com. Drink responsibly.
WatertownWhiskey.com. Please drink responsibly. Whiskey made with natural flavor. Sorry, Johnny.
Yeah, no. I was going to sit back from a commercial. Who drank their Watertown whiskey? I did.
All of it. I still have some.
There we go.
I need to get another bottle.
So we get the clue with MC and Nate, and I love Nate in this moment because it's just like, hey, we have to go and both search. Like if we both leave right now, she's gonna smoke me. She's gonna find it. I don't I don't want it. I don't need it, but I don't want her to have it. And I'm just like, dude, just pitch. Hey, this should be a fair fight. Neither one of us should get fucked over by this bullshit by production, the stupid thing that we have to do. Let's do this together. Let's carry the last one over there and go. I'm just like, wow, Nate. Like,
Nate's good, dude.
not to toot my own horn, but I am a Survivor Hall of Famer, and I'm thinking that in the exact same amount of seconds that Nate is, and I'm just like, congratulations on thinking like a fucking Survivor Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and I think that Nate is getting not like the short end of the stick, because he's getting like a very heavy edit. We're seeing a lot of Nate. We're hearing a lot about Nate. But I think that he is not getting the appreciation that he deserves because of Savannah and because everybody knows what's waiting for her in the future.
Oh, and also he's the old guy. Like, I think if Nate is 10 years younger, he is a front runner to win, and probably Nate 10 years younger is Jeremy Collins.
Yeah. Okay, well, to an extent,
Jeremy in his first season, because no,
strategically in his second season.
Well, I think what Nate is good at is, I think Nate is good at confessionals, which is great for him, and it's great for us. He's probably the best confessionalist on the season, to be honest. If we're calling it like it is, I think he's the best confessionalist of the season so far. But what I think he's also great at is being water. Going back to what I was saying, he understands where the path of least resistance is, and he flows to it. And like, that is something that I give him a lot of credit for, because it's something that a lot of people seem to be struggling with on this season. It's something a lot of people struggle with in the new era in general. And like, he is good at just being like, why the fuck do I have to lift my head up? Why do I have to speak up right now? These 4 people like me. Cool. These are my 4 people. Let's move. Like,
and got tricked into lifting his head up by Savannah.
Also true. Yes. Which is why Savannah's also been so great. And then also, Johnny, to your point about the journey, and I have some thoughts on the journey as well.
Yes.
Is like, that was the path of least resistance, of just being like, why are we even doing this? You know, like, why don't we just work together on this? Isn't that the point? Like that, forging your own path would have been, oh, I'm running in the jungle and I'm going to go get it. So you better get, like, no, he was like, why are we doing this? Let's just,
Brandon Hans is running in the jungle.
Oh, for sure. A lot of people are running in the jungle. Yeah. Like tons of people are running in the jungle.
Brandon Hans is running in the jungle, not finding it. And I'm convincing Brandon Hans to carry all the bags back by himself.
Rome is running in the jungle.
Rome is running.
Yes,
Rome is definitely running in the jungle. Well, I mean, okay. Well, if Rome is running in the jungle, and we've had this argument before, I've literally talked to producers about this. House of Villains season 2. In the first challenge, there's literally a fuck you lever. It's literally called that, the fuck you lever. That halfway through the challenge, if you just want to save yourself, fuck over your entire tribe, you don't give a fuck, whether you're in danger or not, pull the lever. And New York, who understands television, was in no danger of being voted out whatsoever. Her team was probably going to win that challenge. She was just like, I am here to pull the fuck you lever. That's why they cast me. Johnny Bananas.
Sure. Yeah.
When he got to the end with Sarah and they go, hey, we got this option. It's a new twist. You can either keep the money or you can share it. That's the fuck you lever. Johnny Bananas at that moment goes, if I don't pull the FU lever, they don't bring me back 20 more times. Yeah. And I'm going to get $250,000 just to fucking walk out here. I'm pulling the fucking FU lever. Yeah. So is it a mistake that Nate or MC didn't pull the FU lever?
That's a very good question, actually.
Yes.
Bobby.
Okay, well, I was just gonna say, I don't know if you guys watch Mr. Beast, but in a lot of Mr. Beast's like long-term challenges where it's like 100 days or 300 days or whatever, it's a long period challenges where it's 2 people. He always at the end does where one person can screw over the other person who has been in this endurance like competition where they're held away from the outside world and they're only living in these conditions together where they can fuck over the other person and take the money. Every single time they split the money, 100%. I'm waiting for that person that says "fuck you" and takes the money over the other person because
Jonny
they're
Fairplay.
going to be brought
Always.
back a million more
There you go.
times.
That's
I
why-
completely agree with you.
That's the only reason I'm cast is to pull the fucking FU lever.
And there was somebody who I don't remember. I think it was some dude from The Challenge, one of these shows I don't watch. But like he was saying that if you want to break into like this reality TV like industry and get called back and do other shows, it is better for you to have crazy main character moments for 3 episodes at the beginning of the season than make it to the finale but
And we
not
don't
have
know
any big moments. Like
Yes.
if you want to do that, it's better to start fights with people, like, you know, come up with a bunch of one-liners and do something crazy, like throw
That's why
rice in the
Rome was
fire or
initially-
whatever.
That's why Rome was initially on the cast of season 50.
He was not, but like,
Okay.
yes, I know he wasn't, but
Okay, rumored anyway. Okay,
rumored.
Traitors. You watched the last season of Traitors, right?
Sure.
Okay, with Caroline and all that. And so with Caroline, when the game begins and they have the fuck you thing, they're like, hey, here's Boston Rob. What do you want to do? The whole move is for someone to pull the fucking FU lever. And I'm just and in the game of Traitors, for not one person to pull that was Carolyn's move right there.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other
absolutely. Yeah, no, 100%.
And no one pulled the FU lever, and they're just like, okay, well, then we're just gonna fuck you later, which was probably the plan anyway. It didn't really fucking matter, but the whole like, especially on a show like Trader, when you're all scumbags, no one's pulling. Like, if I'm there and they're like, me and Boston Rob ain't tight. It's just hey, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'm pulling the fucking FU lever. That's the fucking TV moment.
Yes. It's we've said this on my live stream, and if you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out. But like the most valuable people on a season are the villains, and I know Jeff is leaning in the way of he doesn't want to cast villains anymore, but like Rome is like the number one.
He said at the beginning of the season, I want villains. You can all be villains this season. I'm like
we saw with Rome, who's been probably the biggest, most upfront villain of the new era. And like, that's someone you remember from 47. Like, that's, even though he went out early pre-jury, you remember Rome from 47. You remember Jonny Fairplay for the grandma line 30 years later, you know? Okay, with 20 something, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Oh,
like,
hey.
sorry, Johnny. But like the biggest, most memorable people that, and I think that are mainstays on reality television are villains. Are they not?
No, I totally agree with you. And I also think that there are degrees to villainy.
Yeah.
And I think that these shows have been around for so long now that audiences are smart and they can see through somebody who's doing like a Rome and it's like, I'm doing everything. I'm going to take a shit on the camera and I'm going to throw the thing in the fire and I'm going to bully the Asian dude and blah, 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 blah.
Hey!
I think audiences see that. And I think it turns audiences off when it's like, well, this person
genuine.
is just exactly. Yes, exactly. And I think audiences realize and are turned off by the idea of like, this guy is creating drama because he is in front of a camera. People want to see folks who are doing what they're doing on Survivor exactly the way that they would be acting in like a bar, you know?
Yeah. The best example you could ever give is the industry that has figured out the villain vibe completely is wrestling. And I'm not a wrestling fan, but they know you have to have good versus evil. You have to have good versus bad. That bad has to be so bad and so in your face and genuine that you want to root for the good, even if it's a good that you don't necessarily root for. Like, that is a prime example of what people that go on reality TV, if you want to be a character, if you want to be remembered, if you want to be someone, even if it's not your natural stereotype, you can't fake it, but you have to be genuine to it. If you're going to play that vibe.
Do I love Sage versus Shannon if there's a real villain on the season? Maybe not. Like maybe I'm watching that going, it's good, but it's not so and so.
Oh, who's the villain in that?
Well, and I was gonna say the season is rather villainless right now.
I know. Even though Jeff literally said at the beginning, hey, here's your chance to fuck over somebody. I'm like, whoa, Jeff, relax. I mean, I thought you hated for people.
There really isn't anybody. It's like it's
No.
either like the division isn't like heroes and villains. It's like popular people and outcasts,
Yeah.
And it's like an outcast is as close as we're getting to a villain this season. So it's like Sage is not a villain, but she is an outcast. Matt was not a villain, but he was an outcast, and
He was the old white guy. Heaven forbid.
Well, you had Jake trying to be the shoe bandit, and that's kind of villainous behavior, but it didn't feel genuine. It felt like you were trying
corny.
to be stupid.
It was corny.
Yeah,
exactly. It was corny.
It was very corny. I thought the shoe bandit was corny.
Yes,
and
exactly. You have to be a genuine villain.
Agreed. Everybody agreed with that. And like that's why like the big difference between like what he was doing and what Russell Hantz was doing, was that Russell was like, I am doing this to make these people stress out. So they do what I want to do.
And he's a sociopath.
And he's also crazy, which is genuinely who he is.
Yeah, a sociopath is burning your fucking socks and shoes.
Yes.
Where Jake was like playing little pranks on people.
I'm gonna hide it, and I'm gonna hide it 1 foot outside the camp to where you find it. I'm just
exactly like I'm playing pranks on people. And there's no gameplay benefit to what I'm doing.
Yeah. I like to play. I do the pull-out prank with my fiance. She loves it.
Well, and here's the thing: Savannah's got like a villain side to her, but she doesn't lean into that. She's not trying to be the villain, right?
So, in whatever villainy she had going into tonight, they killed with the cry.
Yes, I just don't think she could be.
She cried after the immunity.
Oh yeah. And like I think that like. What Savannah brings is almost not villainous. It's like it's popular. Like it's like she's the popular girl. Yeah. And you can be that and be a villain, but I don't think that I'm getting like mean girl popular from her.
No.
I think I'm getting like more just like I'm popular, and if you threaten that, then I'm gonna come after you.
I'm popular, and you're not
like spiteful,
Yeah, she's popular. You're not popular. I mean, like,
and that's what it is exactly.
It sucks that you're not popular. Like, if I could have changed it, I might have, or I might not have. But who's to say?
Like, but you're not.
But
it's
you're
like,
not.
So like, I'm sorry, you're not coming to my after party for prom.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
And it's not that doesn't make you a villain. It just makes you a popular person that's not going to invite a nerd to your after party. That's all it is. It's not
like half the cast to the season 49 finale after party. I mean, it's fine.
Yes. And it's not even like a villain. It's more so a heel, right? Like you need a heel of the season. You don't have to be a villain.
So I went to get. Tell me if it looks good. I got Botox 2 weeks ago. I got to get a little touch up. I think it looks really good. The lady that was there doing this skin consult thing, she was at like Cancun or something with Savannah this summer or last summer, and she was like, "Hey, I have a friend that's on the season of Survivor," and I was like, "Oh, really?" And she goes, "Yeah, you probably don't know her. Her name's Savannah." I'm like, "Oh," and she was like, "I hope she does well," and I'm like, "Don't we all?"
All right, let's wrap this up.
Yes,
let's wrap it up. Final thoughts on the episode.
Last question for me, real quick. Has anyone watched a mukbang video? Because I have
not.
Yes.
Really?
You're too old to know what mukbang is, aren't you, Johnny?
Yes, I am.
Well, there's a guy that's like a massive mukbanger, and he's kind of like a piece of shit person. I'm blinking on his something burrito or whatever, but he is just like he would be a great person to have on Survivor because he recently lost all the weight that he gained from being a
put him on the
mukbanger.
influencer episode.
Oh, he would 100% be there. But here's the thing: he's a great heel. Like he's someone that leans into being that heel, and I think that. There's people that literally just want to sit there and watch people eat. And she was saying, Rizzo was saying, it's the sounds and all that. It's more so like some people are just like, oh, I don't have access to that food, or I just want to see people eat a lot of food at once. There's some fucking weirdos out there, let's be real, that are just into that stuff. I watch it. I don't watch it regularly. It's just something I've seen because that person's a mega influencer.
Why do you watch, Gabe?
Why do I watch mukbangs?
Yeah.
Well, I watched it for educational purposes, so I could know what it was. I just wanted to know. I don't regularly watch mukbangs.
Yeah, same.
All right,
but I think it's almost like a ASMR.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like that. I think it's just something to have one in the background.
I think Rizzo said that, who I will not refer to as Riz God. I'm about to get to my final question. I'm not seeing the Rizzo.
So here's, and I agree.
Yes.
I agree. I am shocked by how little Riz we have seen.
Yeah.
this
There's
season,
something massive coming.
which makes me think that he is going to be a big time end game player. Like
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Yes, but
I think that idol.
Okay, if he's not, are you in your front yard with your fists going, Jeff, what are you doing? Because this guy, 5 episodes in, I'm not putting on season 50.
Oh, I know. I totally agree with you, which is again why it's like something's got to be coming. Like there can't be.
But
can't
I mean,
be
but how great does it have to be? I mean, because I feel like of your options, and there are plenty of fucking options. Raymond, Jonny Fairplay, Bryce Isaiah. I'll take. Like, I'm literally seeing less than nothing. This is a Roxy.
So right now, Rizzo, he got 12 confessionals in episode 1, 1 confessional in episode 2, 2 confessionals in episode 3, 7 confessionals in episode 4, mostly because of the idol hunt, and 2 confessionals this week.
Yeah.
So it's not even like he's on screen and he's just not popping. Like he's not even in the edit. He's not in the edit so far.
No. Yeah. I mean, like, he's literally, I'm just watching. I mean, he seems like a great kid. No diss. No,
he's awesome. I have like a good relationship with him. He's
great.
He seems great.
No, see, once again, but like, based on the edit, I'm watching a very low budget Rob C.
I don't even put him in that category. I mean,
honestly, that's why I said very low budget Rob C.
He hasn't been in the show.
No.
So but that's another thing is that they're not going to put someone in 50 that's not going to get a big edit in their season.
Yeah.
So like even if it doesn't pop, we know that screen time.
But even Jonny Fairplay on Pearl Islands, who literally couldn't do anything until post merge because the fucking Morgan tribe couldn't win a single fucking challenge. We had to give up half our fucking edit on their bullshit, sending someone home that we didn't care about. I still got the time. I was still your humble narrator. So Rob C on Amazon, like they didn't win, they didn't lose every challenge or win every challenge, so he still got the. I am not.
But also part of that is the 3 tribes. That if you're not the losing tribe in a 3-tribe game, you're gonna get no screen time.
Okay.
Like,
Savannah's
the only person that's broken through.
I am here for the game of all games because this guy's name is still Rizzo and not Riz God until I see an episode of this.
That's fair.
Well, and 2 things, guys.
I'm reserving judgment till we get to the merge.
Well, it's same here. And 2 things, guys. First off, we knew 50 was fucked when we knew half the cast was going to be New Era, and it didn't include Jesse or Carolyn. And then secondly, I think what's even more fucked is when we get to 50, we're going to have the 3-tribe format. We already know that's going to be true. And they're going to show that people had pregame. Well, they're not going to show it, but we're going to know people probably had pregame alliances. So that 3-tribe format's going to look really good for producers and for Survivor. That, 3-tribe format works. Look, it's not meta. You guys don't know what you're talking about because it's not an all new cast.
No, I agree. I totally agree.
Well, no, we're going to watch season 50 starting on chapter 4, which I don't get me started. If I can throw out one little final thought, I'm a big watcher of postures. So like in WWE, Stephanie McClure, I think has the greatest posture of any wrestler I've ever seen in my entire life. I think it's absolutely amazing. And so, but I also pay attention in swimming. There's been 3 people in the new era that I feel are the best looking swimmers that I've seen in the history of the new era. And I'd like to recognize them now. Tonight, I recognize Shannon. I think Shannon's form was literally perfect, amazing. Number 2, and in no particular order, just top 3. They just no order. Number 2, Jonathan Young.
Sure. Yeah. Well, he's number 1, even if it's in no order. He's clearly number 1.
Sure. Number 3, Carla.
Interesting.
Yes, sir. Amazing posture. And every time she dove better than anyone else on every fucking challenge.
Very, very interesting take.
Would not have guessed that if you were not paying attention.
Where's Gabe on the
I'll
list?
say that we did not have a lot of swimming challenges in my
Yeah.
season. We had
There's really
one
a lot.
genuine swimming challenge
Yeah.
that I participated in, at least. There were
Yeah.
some towards the end that I didn't make it to.
Yeah. So,
That's going to do
all
it for us this week on the Reality After Show Survivor 49 recap. Be sure to join us next week at 9:30 p.m. when we go live right after every single episode. You can check out Bobby and all the awesome stuff that he's doing at Goodsby Bobby online and twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby. He's doing Big Brother breakdowns. He's doing Survivor conversation. He's doing sports stuff. Everything that you could want from the reality TV space. Be sure to go check him out. Johnny is recapping every single reality show that's ever existed until the end of time. So be sure to check out everything we're doing here on the Reality After Show. Turn the notifications on for Reality After Show. Subscribe, like this video, share this video. It helps us with the algorithm, and it helps you stay up to date with all the great stuff that we're doing. And of course, Gabe's Big Move happening every Tuesday at 7:15 p.m.
Every Tuesday.
Well, I'm about to say we've been on a bit of a hiatus over the past couple of weeks. I've had some work conflicts, but I promise we will be back in action this upcoming week, and I'm very excited for it. It has been a very tough time not being able to do my show that I take a lot of pride in, but I got to keep the lights on, and we only got one sponsor here, and it's Watertown Whiskey. So if you want to sponsor the show, please reach out to Jonny Fairplay so that maybe we can start making some money off of this thing. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to Bobby. Thank you to Johnny. We will see you next week. Bobby, get us out of here.